We got the double decker here. Had GB on Saturday, and then on Sunday, the 13th, pulled up to Fayetteville, south side of Atlanta, for the ZoneBreaker's first monthly tournament. Now I say tournament, and this is going into tournament wrap ups. I'm gonna be real. It was a session. It was like a gathering. It was really cool. A lot of good times. Like one of the best times I've had just going and chilling in a while. But it wasn't like an actual like serious local tournament or anything. Weren't a lot of people there because again this is a test run and it was done in a used game store. One that MG works at. Sonido. I could still call him MG from time to time, but he changed the tag. And yeah, his store was has a lot of good gems in there. It does not have everything. I did not see any Sega Saturn stuff. That was what stood out. But there were like from Atari to Switch, you could find a majority of stuff there. I took this picture for Murph. Big ups to Murph. I'm pretty sure, if I remember Murph telling me correctly, this was the first arcade stick he ever owned as a kid. that that hunk of junk right there. Yo, the Ojo knows about this game. Old school Ojo. I still have my copy, but I just saw it there and I laughed and I wanted to take a picture just to traumatize some people. So here was a shot of the actual back area where the gaming was going down. Had some dudes sitting over here. I'm assuming these are some of ZoneBreaker's regulars. Too arrogant, I guess ignorant is a better word to put. Too short-sighted to actually introduce myself to them. They played Smash like the entire time we were there. This guy was chilling playing like everything you could think of. Then Sonny and Coach Annual, who came with me, just kind of chilling in the beginning. This is when Terrence showed up. The gentle giant. And yeah, that is Terrence. I know you might be confused because there's no stripe polo. There's Terrence. That is him. And Sonido over there, literally putting in the 9 to 5 while running a tournament. And Bates showed up. Painbot was there for a bit before he dipped out to run his weekly episode, or co-host his weekly episode of them fighting herds with Kari up at 404. And when I think about it, I guess that wasn't a bad drive for him. I don't know how close they live to Fayetteville, but knowing he'd have to take 285 around, sounds like a good hour or so. Yeah, even Joel showed up because this is round his block. It says he goes up there every Sunday. So if you're in the area trying to get some good Street Fighter, some other games, Joel's always chilling there. But I think, does this set me up for the picture? Nah. It's more Bates and Joel playing some Sham Show. Oh, it's so funny. So when they first sit down, Joel's like, yo man, come teach me Sam Show. Come teach me Sam Show. And Bates sits down. He picks Ukio, right? And Bates is over there just talk to everybody, just having a good time. And he's over there running the basic Ukio mix-up, slides and Samami guys, right? Joel hasn't seen that. So after taking 3 slides in a row, he turns around the base. He's like, yo, stop playing with me, man. Come on, show me the stuff. He didn't know. And we just, the rest of us just laughed. Well, I say the rest of us. It was Bates, Terrence, Coach, and I just laughed because it was like, yeah, that's actually Yukio, and that's actually a pretty strong thing in the game. But if you haven't looked at Sam Show to like some capacity, I don't want to say a decent capacity because that implies we all have looked at it at a decent capacity, and I really haven't. But if you get the gist of what happens in the game and you understand how the characters work, you know that that's like pretty strong, and it's not joking at all. It just looks goofy from other games Because the low that you take time and time again feels minuscule. Here we go. And if anybody who was there is watching the video, as soon as they see this, yeah, it's that guy. The Caesars clap man. Oh, man. This kid. Mark my words right now. If this kid comes back and he stays around, he'll be a legend in the Georgia fighting game community. So 2 doors down from the Zero Gravity game store, there's a Little Caesars. And Sonido said that one of the guys who was working there wanted to come by and play Tekken. Because I guess I should have pointed out there were supposed to be 4 games for the monthly. There's Street Fighter, Sam Show, Mortal Kombat, and Tekken. All right? This is apparently the guy that wanted to come play Tekken. This kid got heart. This kid is pure. This kid he's a competitor. He comes in. He's on break. He just comes over for a little bit. He's like, yo, I want to play some games. Let me get next. And we're like, all right. He's like, is that Sam Show? He's like, yeah, I never played Sam Show. Let me try Sam Show. So he sits down and he starts playing with Joel, right? And the kid, you can tell that he plays fighting games to some degree, right? But it's like at a real casual level, like no tournament experience. When you talk to him a bit, you know he knows of tournaments, but like just didn't have the real competitive nature in him, right? He has a real online mentality, but again, he's pure. So he's sitting there playing Joel. If you happen to not know Joel, he's been a Ryu player for years. He plays Akuma now in Street Fighter V, but he's grown up playing Ryu. So fundamentally sound player, meaning if you jump at him, you can't see his character. He's playing Halmar. So if you jump at him, you're getting anti-aired. And if he has a DP, you're probably getting DP. Which is what happened. You know, he was throwing the shampoos out there to control the ground. He's poking. And so Caesar Clapman was like, I'm going to jump. He get DP. It happened like 3 or 4 times. And he started getting really, I don't want to say frustrated, because he wasn't mad. He was never mad. He was really animated about it. He's like, man, see, he's one of these guys over there who's always spamming DPs, right? Like, what? I'm going to jump, and he going to DP me. And he jumps, and just right on cue, just like clockwork, Joel hits him with a DP. And so somebody, I can't remember who it was like, well, why don't you stop jumping? It just is honest as he could be. He doesn't skip a beat, and he replies, I don't know how else to get in. And we just all bust out laughing. Because I mean, that's real. Again, he's not being like dishonest about anything. He wants to play. He's playing the game, and he's being honest about where he is. Like, he wants to get in. Only thing he knows to do is jump. And he knows he's gonna get DP'd. He's at a loss. But it was so refreshing to see that. But that wasn't the end of the clap man. There's a reason why we call it the clap man, right? Oh, this is another picture of us watching. Is it right here? Here we go. This is why I'm calling him the clap man, Caesar's clap man. Because after playing for a while, he was, I forget why we mentioned BB Tag, but if you're in Fayetteville, if you're around the ZoneBreakers, they play BB Tag. Like Las Banditas, Lupe's Lounge, Sonido, Ty Noon, Buck Sunny, like they play BB Tag, all right? Joel, like he's part of ZoneBreakers too, so like they play BB Tag. Somebody mentioned BB Tag, and this guy was like, yeah, I play BB Tag. And Joel's like, you play BB Tag? And he was like, yeah, I play BB Tag. I'll clap you with BB Tag. And we were all like, ooh. Because, again, we just watched him go through Samsung. So we have a pretty fair assessment of where he's at. And then we also know Joel. So it's one of those things where it's like, if you've ever been a kid, I think Bates said this, where it's like, man, have you ever seen a situation where your brother was about to get his ass beat, and it's like you can't do anything for him? That's what happened. But he sat down and he played for a good bit. He played till he had to get up and go back to work. And then after he got done with work, he came back. I guess I have to point this out. So he gets up and he goes back to work. This was like maybe 30 minutes or so. And he's like, yeah, I gotta go finish my shift and everything. Joel jokingly says, yo, bring us back a pizza when you come back. Like, we already had 2 pizzas there. And Snyder was gonna order some more. The dude was like, yeah, you know, I can use my discount. I can bring you a pizza. Joel's like, bring us a pizza. To me, it sounded like Joel was purely joking. I mean, it's the Caesar's clap, man. You know? He's on the clock. But the dude is so pure. He literally brought a pizza back with him when he came to play Tekken. Oh, man. That dude will be a legend. He'll be a legend. What other pictures we got here? That was really the highlight. Anything else I have after this is like not. It just doesn't compare. And I only have one other picture of. This is this one right here. When Lupe's Lounge showed up. I don't have the one where I don't think I took one when Las Banditas showed up. But I mean, they ain't important, man. They ain't the Caesar's clap, man. The real hometown hero of the ZoneBreakers in Fayetteville, man. He better be in final round with a jersey, dog. That's all I got to say. But that's pretty much the gist of what happened over the weekend, or what happened at the ZoneBreaker Monthly specifically. Just cutting around with a new member of the the Georgia fighting game community. A lot of talks about like the state of Georgia Street Fighter community, which, depending on who you ask, it's not in that great of a shape. It's okay. Could be better, but it's not in that great of a shape. Talks about the monthlies as a whole. Well, I say the monthlies, but it's the big pool of tournament series, which is GB, +2, ZoneBreakers, Reboot, Axis Replay, and 404. It's like it talks about them, the state of tournaments, the oversaturation of tournaments, so on and so forth. Pretty much a lot of the hot topics that's been coming around in the state lately. That's really it. And looking at a bunch of games in the used game store. Some good times. Good times. But until next time, I don't have a good segue, except for clicking the button. And you know, if you've been around what's good, which you know what happens when we click the button. We out. Peace.